So if you couldn't already tell from the title of the video, here is the newest addition to my team, Kuki Shinobu! It took me about 50 pulls to get her on Ito's banner, and the primary reason I wanted to get her was to use in my Taser team. So first things first, let me do a quick explanation of what a Taser team means. So basically, a Taser team or comp refers to a team that uses the Electro-Charged reaction, which involves the Hydro and Electro elements. Electro-Charged damage is based on the level and EM of the character triggering the reaction, and the enemy's Electro resistance, since the reaction damage is Electro. For the previous clip, Fisher was the one that triggered the reaction. However, in this current clip, Mona will be the one triggering the reaction, and as you can see, the damage is much lower, as my Mona has no EM and is only level 80, whereas my Fisher is at level 90 and has about 900 EM. My previous Taser team was Sucrose, Fisher, Mona and Bennett, and sometimes I used Rider instead of Fisher. So I have my Electro characters built with EM, and my Mona was built as an on-field DPS. The main reason why I wanted to build an EM Kuki, an Electro Mastery based Kuki, was because of her talent. So Kuki's level 60 talent makes her E healing and damage scale with Electro Mastery. The scaling actually isn't great. Assuming Kuki has an EM of 900, which is a pretty high amount, it only gives a bonus of 675 HP to her E healing and a minuscule 225 damage to her E. Although this does result in her E dealing pretty much negligible damage as can be seen on screen, her being able to heal is great. It allows more team compositions, and currently my Kuki heals for more than 2000 per tick, which is nothing to laugh at. So this is the team that I think is best for me right now, with Sucrose, Kuki, Ayato and Bennett. In combat, there are two things to take note of. Making sure that Hydro is applied to the enemies first, and then applying Electro, and also swirling both Hydro and Electro with your animal character. For example, in this clip, Ayato uses his R first to apply Hydro, and then Sucrose groups them, and then Kuki triggers Electro-Charged, and then Sucrose swirls them together before Ayato does his damage. Optimally, Bennett will also use his burst beforehand. When Sucrose swirls Hydro and Electro together with the Viridescent Venerer Set, Hydro and Electro resistances are reduced by 40%, which leads to a huge boost in damage. Here's a side-by-side comparison. The right side has VV applied. The damage difference is above 4000. Sucrose is used to group enemies together, although other animal users could do the same, like Venti or Kazuha. And as a bonus, Sucrose gives EM to the team, which does boost Kuki's Electro-Charged damage. The main reason for an animal character though, is for the artifact set Viridescent Venerer, or we could say VV for short. VV works quite uniquely with Electro-Charged, since an enemy with Electro-Charged can be swirled with both Hydro and Electro at the same time. So this enables VV to work on both Hydro resistance and Electro resistance. Ayato can also be substituted for other Hydro DPS characters, preferably melee, as it will be hard for ranged characters to hit enemies with Kuki's E. For example, Child. Child would be a good choice as he can initiate the fight with his burst in ranged form, and then use Kuki's E before going into melee form and dealing damage. Currently, Bennett is used to buff Ayato's damage, but he can also be substituted with other characters. For example, characters like Yunjin or Barbara. Yunjin can buff Ayato's normal attack damage with her burst, based on her defense. This bonus is increased to the maximum when the party contains characters of 4 elemental types, which is what our party has with Ayato, Bennett, Sucrose and Yunjin. For her artifacts, slap on a 4-piece Hearts of Opulent Dreams to try and get as much defense on her as possible. For her artifact substats, also try and get as much defense percentage as possible. This will increase the bonus that Ayato gets. Barbara is also another option. If you have her at C2, her E buffs the active character with a 15% Hydro damage bonus. This will increase Ayato's damage. For her artifact set, you could slap on a 4-piece Ocean Hued Clam set for a little bit of extra damage when she heals with her E. Having a Hydro character also helps to set up your Electro-Charged reactions. With Barbara, You can do the optimal rotation without needing Ayato's burst. You can start off the fight with Sucrose's burst if you have it, then hit them with Barbara's charged attack, followed by Kuki's E, get Sucrose to swirl the elements, and then unleash with Ayato. You can watch for the electro-charged damage to see if you got it done correctly. Here is what my Kuki looks like. I have her at 890 EM and about 20k max HP. I could probably increase the max HP even more, but I don't have optimized artifacts right now. For her weapons, I have her using the 4-star Iron Sting. This is an easily obtainable sword that can be crafted. Her best in slot would probably be Freedom Sworn, but that's a 5-star weapon that's not easy to get, so I think using an Iron Sting is not that bad an option. For artifacts, I have her using a 4-piece Thundering Fury set. This will increase her electro-charge damage significantly and is pretty much a must use. For the flower and the feather, try and get as much elemental mastery on the substats. And for the sands, goblet and circlet, try and get elemental mastery on their main stats. This is very important in increasing Kuki's elemental mastery. Lastly, we have her talents. There isn't much point to leveling up her talents that much. Leveling up her E does increase the healing which she receives, and leveling her burst does increase her damage based on max HP, but since we are going for maximum elemental mastery, this is not as impactful. It's much more important getting the maximum amount of elemental mastery you can have on her via her flower and her feather artifact. So this has been my elemental mastery build and mini guide for Kuki Shinobu, and I hope that it will be helpful to someone. Remember that what's most important in the game is to have fun, so don't feel pressured to play a certain team if you don't want to. For me, I like to experiment with different teams and try to make them work. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!